welcome to Hashtag Comedy Ain't Easy. I'm your host, Mr. Keith Irvin. Welcome. This show tonight's about local comedy in the Dayton scene. I brought a couple of my friend comics with me. My co-host tonight, Mr. Brock Shank.
Hello, thank you.
My other two guests in the front with the funny U2 hat on, John Morris.
Josh Morris. I'm going by Josh from
John
now
Morris.
That's a better name.
on. Hashtag Josh.
And our veteran comic, Mr. Travis Charles. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm the veteran.
Charles, you're veteran.
Been everywhere.
You've been in it for a while.
I served 2 tours.
So, all right, we'll start with the co-host since he named himself.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the co-host of the show now. Wasn't 10 minutes ago.
I'm the
Be right.
mascot.
When they say
so.
action, it's too late. No, today I went down to, they were filming Old Man and Again with Robert Redford and Danny Glover.
Right.
And I watched that. It was really cool. I got to park on top of a 3-story parking garage. So there was nothing above me, and I could take pictures and check everything out and just see what all went into it. And it was kind of weird. I was donating to Second Shelf, Doug's store.
Right,
So I
yeah,
had
yeah,
trash bags full of clothes in my truck, just packed full. So I looked like a crazy hobo that happened to own a truck. So like nobody was standing near me. They were giving me like 20 feet of space. I was just sitting there like a creeper, just taking pictures of my phone with my trash all around me. It was great.
So you're on par with the rest of the third downtown
Exactly,
Dayton.
downtown.
There was,
Yeah.
it's
Just
like
blended
it's
in.
like they gave the insane people a shot because everyone was quiet and respectful. I mean, they were a little weird like me, but just they were there and they were quiet
Yeah.
and could take direction. Like, hey, you guys are in the shot. Could you move a little bit? But it was really cool after making Find Eddie with Corey Mintz and no budget, seeing how much
Right.
went into a Hollywood production. I mean, they had extension cords that big around, 30 feet up in the air, running lights to be on windows so that they could see the tree branches swaying from the inside, so you had constant sunlight
Right.
the whole
Wow.
time. I mean, just on 2 JLGs, we couldn't rent those with a month's salary. You know what I mean? And then 25 extras, everyone dressed like the 70s as a period piece. All the cool old cars, like it was like
Driving
being
through downtown.
6 years
And
old
did
again.
you see any famous people while you were
Yeah,
out?
I saw Robert Redford
Nice,
and I saw Danny Glover
nice.
going into the building doing their thing.
Is it bad that I don't know who Robert Redford is?
That's really bad.
Yeah, yeah.
It's my last time on the show then?
Yeah, that's it.
You can leave now.
Let me
Or,
cross
Yeah.
him out. And,
no, but I just there's
but-
plenty going on at Dayton, and we've only had the ability to film movies in Dayton for a year, and the first one
And
is
the
a
first
big
one
one.
is-
I believe it's Robert Redford's last film, so that's pretty cool.
nice, nice.
Very
You'll
Now
never get to know who he is.
Yeah, so watch the movie. But you brought up Find Eddie. Tell us a little bit about that.
Now, Find Eddie is another film that we made in Dayton that Corey Mintz wrote and directed. I starred in, and it's got a bunch of local comedians as cast members. And we shot it on no budget, but in the same basic area where they were filming today, so it was a pretty cool thing. He used all of his friends as comics, as actors, to showcase their talent because he basically said that when you're from Dayton, as you guys know, as comedians, when you're from Dayton, you just don't get the attention that you would if you were in Chicago or New York or California. So he wanted to showcase everyone's ability to act or be funny
Right.
or whatever. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's
man.
cool, that's cool. John,
What's up?
how long you been in it?
Roughly 3 years, almost coming up on 3 years.
3 years? Well, what are you thinking? Like, we're about the same. 'Cause
I
I'm 4,
can't
so-
believe that I'm still doing it. I thought I would have quit a while ago.
Yeah.
It's,
Everyone thinks the same thing.
yeah, it's rough, but
That he
it's,
would quit or that they would quit.
no, they're hoping.
Please quit. My mom calls me every day. Are you, please, son?
Yeah.
You're killing me.
I say my parents stopped coming out, so they hung tough. A good solid 2 years. They would come out every Sunday to Wiley's.
Yeah, there's
Oh, really?
good friends that you finally burn up after a while. They're like, yeah, we've seen you do
Oh yeah,
5 minutes,
yep.
we get it.
Over
We're
and,
not
and over
impressed
and
anymore. Yeah.
over.
You know what I heard is that
Are we doing gossip now?
when you, no. As a comic, when you first do your first open mic and you tell your friends, hey, I'm going to be at the Funny Bone, I'm going to be at Wiley's, and they're so excited, so you get the 20, 30 friends to show up, and they said they show up because they want to see you bomb.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nobody wants to see you succeed.
No.
You can
Especially
watch.
your
That's
friends.
You can watch that on
Car
Netflix.
wrecks are great.
Yeah.
Watch a
And
guy
it-
change a tire is no big deal.
Yeah.
He's going to succeed.
And it's true, because the next open mic, which was the Clash of the Comic we talked about earlier, I was like, yeah, I'm excited. All these people, I got 30 people coming to the show. And the day of the show, I had 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They'll back out.
When
that-
are you going up?
Yeah.
that broke my, it broke my heart.
That means 28
You
people
know what I
didn't want to
mean?
watch you bomb again.
Well, I didn't.
Well, it can't get much worse than
Didn't have
that.
the guts to say
You were at
interested
my first
instead
show,
of going.
then, huh? No, but it broke my heart, and it's true. So it was just weird to me to find that out, and I've learned more and more as I've grown to do this. Now, Travis has been doing it for
This is my 11th year.
11 years.
I know. I'm
So-
still in, and I'm in Dayton, Ohio.
And he's in
So
Dayton,
your careers
Ohio.
get better, too. Started out in Virginia.
I was gonna say, yeah. Well, coming from Virginia,
Richmond,
it is
Virginia
a step
to
up.
Dayton, Ohio. I don't know. I think it's a
Little
lateral
lateral?
move.
Yeah,
I think,
lateral.
I just went even across
Yeah.
the board. I
You
just,
went even, Steven.
yeah, I just went west a little bit.
So tell us about what made you get into it, and where were you at? And you said Virginia is where you.
Yeah, Richmond, Virginia is where I'm
Okay.
originally from. Just making kids laugh on the playground growing up. I told all the dirty jokes that my parents and their friends would tell them. And I don't know how kids would laugh to get the punchlines, because I remember some of the jokes. I can't do them on this TV show. But they were rather filthy for a
Right.
child to know. And the other
Right,
kids would
now
be just
what-
dying laughing.
What's the age?
Oh, probably 7 and 8.
Wow.
Yeah. So pretty much what you would consider too dirty for TV, I was telling on the playground as a kid.
Oh, so you're the
Which
one.
kind of describes my comedy now. Just playground humor. Not really. Come on, kids. No, but that feeling, I remember when I was a kid. And then when I was about 25, I actually got the courage to get on stage for the first time after reading an article from like a 50-year-old guy who regretted not doing it. So I saw that. I was like, I don't want to be that dude.
That's
Right.
whimsical.
That pushed you into it.
Yeah, it really did.
How did you go from, like, usually when I was being funny and my friends said, "You're funny, you should do stand-up," I'm bouncing things off of them, or I'm reacting to their story. Did you have trouble going from reactionary comedy that made your friends laugh into just telling stories that you could tell to a complete stranger and somebody that didn't know you?
Basically, the hard part was trying to figure out how to make strangers laugh at what your friends could laugh at.
Right.
So, like, you can tell your buddy a story because you know everyone in the circle.
Right.
They'll laugh because they know John. Or
But
they
the
know
audience doesn't know John and
No.
Rick.
So you have to learn the ability to kind of sum it up really fast. So I got this buddy named John. He's a heavyset white guy with a
We're
beard.
not really friends.
We're not really. That's my son.
You got to lay the pipe, basically.
No, you just get like
yeah.
a quick ground, like ground story, so you can kind of get into jokes, or you can generalize it because everyone's got a friend like your
Like
friend.
it, yeah.
Yeah, right.
So if you can realize that everyone knows a crackhead, or everyone knows, they
This-
do.
Yeah,
This
right.
crazy dude, this
This
one's bumming
Dayton.
money off of you
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
This is this guy.
So like, but my dad's got a crackhead friend. Like everyone's like, yeah, my dad had one too. Like so, it relates. You don't want to admit it, but people do. Like
Right.
You know.
Well, yeah. I mean,
So
it's
when I was a kid, I did this. Oh, I did that when I was a kid. Like it's you learn to be relatable, and the faster you learn that, the easier it is for the jokes to write themselves.
Right.
Because you know what order to put the words in.
Yeah.
Never gets easy,
Right.
but
I kind of talk. I call it like a Me Too humor when they can go, "Oh yeah, me too."
Yeah.
Like, I got a dog that does this, drives me nuts. Oh yeah, me too, me
Yeah.
too. And then you kind of ease into, or I do anyway, into stuff that's basically I'm going to tell you something. It's not necessarily something you've ever experienced, but we've gone through the Me Too stuff and we've made
right
friends.
now.
Yeah.
It's
Now I
time
can
to meet
kind of
me. Yeah.
have some fun.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's great. I have to write that one down. 'Cause-
Well, I'm in Dayton, so don't write anything down that I say. I'm not doing well either.
no, stand-up comedy is like an individual journey for everyone who does it.
Yeah, there's no wrong way to do it.
No.
Yeah.
So I mean, the way I did it might not be the way you're going to do it.
Right.
But I might do it to give you a couple things that I did that would help you.
Yeah.
To where,
Right.
even though I've been doing it 11 years, you might tell me something, I might go, oh, why
Yeah.
didn't I see it like that?
Yeah.
And then I might take something from you. So you'll never know everything. It's impossible. And then, I mean, Dave Chappelle.
Maybe for you.
Like even Dave Chappelle, he learns. He'll tell you, like he's
Oh,
still
yeah,
learning.
he's still learning.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is young comics don't understand that.
Well, I think that's a lot of the allure for a lot of people towards comedy is that you can never be mastered. Therefore, you're constantly improving and trying to get better. It's
Right.
like if you're LeBron James, there's nowhere else to go. You're already at the top. But with comedy, it's always
Right,
available.
That's why they said something about you shouldn't hone in on like period pieces, because that period's gonna be gone, so
Yeah.
tomorrow, that joke won't be as funny as it was.
Topical humor.
One of the
Bill
biggest.
Clinton
Yeah,
and Monica
yeah,
Lewinsky
yeah.
can't be your number one thing.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah,
that
it can't
was
be my
Yeah.
go-to
in 92,
closer.
yeah.
One of the biggest pieces of advice I got really early on was like, there's timely jokes and there's timeless jokes.
Yeah.
Timely jokes have a shelf life.
Right.
Timeless jokes will last you 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
It's like you have to try to write
Shouldn't
as
be
much-
doing them for 30 to 40
No.
years.
No, a timely joke would be like a monologue that Jimmy Fallon
Yes.
does. It's funny now.
Yeah.
4 days from
You
now,
have a weak
people
shelf
might not
life
get it.
and it's done.
Right.
The timeless, you can go back into your repertoire like down the road and just do that same joke and you should get the same reaction.
Yeah.
30 years down the road. Like
Hey,
it
you
shouldn't
remember
change.
when,
Yeah, like you start doing OJ humor. You know, that was in the 90s.
right,
So like you might get a couple laughs, but everyone's like, all right, that's 20
It's
years
too
ago.
old.
Like,
We've heard it all.
ring
yeah,
that,
stop it. Like,
Yeah.
but just guys should still do them. I mean,
right,
even old impressions from the 90s. I mean,
yeah.
That's funny. I just heard,
Coming from the
I just
guy
heard
that does a
somebody say-
Bobcat impression. Hands down,
You
best
do a
Bobcat I've ever
Bobcat?
seen.
All
Oh,
right,
dude, you
we
gotta do
gotta-
it. You gotta do
We're
it.
going
Talking about
to
Gotta do
really?
it.
Police
Yes.
Academy?
Yes.
Yeah,
There we go.
are
Are
you
you
serious?
Yes.
thank
Oh,
you,
yeah,
John.
that's
That sounds
awesome.
like you shouldn't do
I hope-
old impressions.
I hope this is the one that goes
And
viral too.
John's
Of
like-
all the things.
What else could it possibly go? Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
Hey, you know, I was in the show with Keith Urban, man. You know, like,
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That is
Spot on.
perfect.
I told you it's really good.
That's
I was so
beautiful,
disappointed
man.
to find out he talked like a normal human
yo,
being.
he does.
Yeah.
Like, he comes out with
No.
that.
Oh, now we're spilling secrets.
No, yeah, name drop.
Yeah.
Name drop.
The name dropper supreme.
I worked with him too. No,
Did you?
yes.
Got any
course he did.
dirty background stories for him?
The name dropping came from this guy. Where, well,
You name
John,
dropped
yeah,
for
John
me.
said
Yeah.
making fun of him, but he's worked with so many now, celebrity
famous
comics.
celebrities.
Well,
He's got
yeah.
so many great stories.
So
that-
many comics now that are way ahead of him that
Yeah.
it's just mine.
So, how long from when you first started, that was,
You edit that out? No.
that you, long did it take before you started to get into where you were a feature or a regular?
I got lucky. After my first year of stand-up, I started hosting for the Funny Bones. Like off the yeah. So I started hosting for the
Wow.
Funny Bones. It became a house.
Virginia?
This is Virginia. This is
Okay.
Virginia.
Okay.
And then after like 3 weeks of hosting there, which is probably about a 4-month period, I started going to Huntington, West Virginia. They had a Funny Bone there. Then I got hooked up with a guy to travel, and I went to Hartford and Columbus and Omaha and Virginia Beach and like did like a little circuit of like a lot of the Funny Bones.
Right.
And within like 2.5 years, I was like in airplanes flying around.
Wow.
So like I'm like, man, I'm famous, you know.
Right.
You know, ego was through the roof, and I had a lot of advice for new comics that maybe they didn't like because I was very blunt. And then about another year or so later, I made someone angry, and then all that got ripped away from me very fast. So yeah, if I'd have kept on that same track I was on, I don't know what would have happened. I mean, it's
Now you're doing Hookah Bazaar
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Dayton, Ohio.
I drew the line when you
was
said
ready,
he was
just
flying
tell
on airplanes.
Yeah.
That's where I drew the line.
Yeah.
That's where I stopped listening.
yeah. I mean,
That's braggart. Right there.
I mean, you feel invincible at a certain point, even though you're not that good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can have a good show at an open mic and still feel invincible.
Yeah. But if
That's probably why we do it, right?
Yeah,
Like, you
exactly.
know,
Yeah,
that
that little
feels
rush,
so
yeah.
good. Whatever your thing
Yep.
is, I mean, if you play golf and you hit one 300 yards,
Yep.
perfectly straight, you're like, yes, that's
Yep.
why I'm here.
every time.
If you hit for $100 at a casino, you're going to go back trying to get
Right.
that rush again.
This is just an addiction, really,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's
More
all-
than anything
yeah.
else.
And I don't do anything else. I don't do drugs, drink, or anything. So like getting on stage, I guess is my
Loser.
high.
That's your,
Loser. Thanks. I'm telling your mom.
That's weird for comedy, yeah, because most comics.
Oh, yeah, they
there's an
have-
excuse to party. Like, I don't really
Yeah,
like to work.
exactly.
But you're going to pay me to do this.
Yeah.
right, and I get
And
drinks
beer
too?
And
Yeah.
cash.
Yeah, because you see,
okay.
rock stars now are looked up to as idols, but comics, it's just free. You can do whatever you want. Nobody looks up to a comic, really.
No,
You have to already be messed up to look up
Should
to
be
a
one.
comic.
You already think you're a little odd, and you
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
If you're going to be a comic, you're probably already a little strange.
There's no
You ha-
kid saying,
yeah.
I want to be like John Morris one day.
Well, you don't know that. I'm influential.
Influential.
Oh, man.
Influenza, one of the two.
It's influential.
So, John, you said you've been there 3 years.
Yes.
How's your, do you have a secret to your writing? And
I don't write.
because I struggle.
Yeah, I try not to write. I'm one of those hippie artists. This is art. I like to
The
think.
boy Janine Garofalo.
Yeah, yes. I like to feel like I'm the most funny when I'm not thinking about it. when I'm just being.
So you're just riffing?
No. I have ballpoint like ideas that I want to do, but I never write them out. Most people write it out word for word,
Right.
what they're going to say, what the punchline's going to be. Usually I'll have an idea of like, oh, I found this funny. And then I'll remind myself of it before I go on stage, and then I'll just kind of see what
Riffing,
happens.
yeah.
It's not riffing is just going up with no idea.
Oh, okay. So, okay, you got a premise.
Yeah, like I have an idea.
You put the joke together
Sometimes,
on stage?
sometimes I'll have like a premise and a punchline for it, and I'll just create the middle part of it.
Okay.
Like getting to that destination is, I never plan it out word for word.
Without
Sometimes,
writing that down, don't you ever? But how do you ever come back with like
Yeah,
tags
man.
and stuff like, ooh, I should add this.
just by
that makes
doing it over
better.
and over again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But you never write it down?
No.
Dude, my mind does not work.
It's
like
like
that.
when-
Yeah,
I
can
write.
do that.
I've got jokes that I've written
Well,
10
see-
times by hand and typed them, and
This
I'm like,
is-
I gotta write this different. Maybe
This
I'm a
is the
little
weird
nutty,
part
but-
about my brain. I can't remember the difference between Bill Murray and Tom Hanks. I get them confused. I can't remember who sang my favorite song
As
in
human
high
beings
school.
or as actors in a movie?
Both.
What movie they're in?
Both.
Oh, really?
I can't tell them apart most times.
So you're bad with directions, I bet.
Yes, I'm
doesn't
terrible
always
with
left and
directions.
right.
Yeah, I get left and right mixed up, but I can remember my set verbatim in my
Okay.
head.
Yeah. See, that's
Wow.
Yeah.
that's
You're not
that's a
artistic,
different
you're
kind of.
autistic.
No, I'm artistic.
Artistic.
If I spill matches, could you count them real quick?
No,
Like Rain Man?
no. But if no,
use
we
for you.
can't. We can't get into
Drop a
that.
bag, if you drop a bag
You
of
would
rocks,
have
it's like
been back if you could.
Cops might be listening to this.
Now, how do you write your material, or do you have a
I pretty much, like, if I hear something or say something funny during the day, or an idea hits me, I get my phone out and I type it in my notes, which is not the most secure place to put it, because if your phone just goes haywire, you might lose all
right?
of
You
it.
got 1% on this.
Yeah. So, like, I'll go through my phone and I'll see something like horse, hay, duck lip. I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, I didn't write the joke out
Oh,
fast
yeah.
enough.
Right.
I wrote like just a quick
Yeah,
thought.
yeah. I've done that before.
See,
too.
that's what I do, but I can
Right,
always
scribble
remember
something.
what I
What
was
you
trying
meant?
to get out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Always,
There's no
always.
way. I have to record my voice because sometimes, like the tone I'm speaking in matters too. Like
Yeah.
I'll record it and then I'll listen back to it and like then I'll write it out and go, okay, here's what I meant.
Well, I'm not going to say I never forget, but I always feel like if I did forget it, it wasn't that funny. It wasn't funny enough to remember.
I probably forgot your best stuff.
Well, I've forgotten your best stuff. That's
Good. Good. Like, I have the problem with, like, doing the,
I
least
love
I've
this
got
guy.
that
I love
stuff.
this guy. I love it.
doing the voice chat to, like, record your voice,
Right,
but I
right,
do
right.
it like I'm performing, like it's gonna record my cadence. And I'm like, I catch myself going, and then I was like, I'm like, I didn't even do that. Like, what am I
Yeah.
talking about? Like, so I have to put, like, say it enthusiastically in parentheses, or say it sad, or whisper it.
Right.
I put parentheses around words so I know how to say that line.
Yeah, I do that now. Because I can't, I've tried to, I record my set every time I go up. Just
Yeah.
So I can, and I've got probably 20 on there from.
Don't you hate listening to it?
I can't.
I hate listening
I
to
can't.
my sets.
I don't like-
Let's do the probably 5 seconds, and then I'm like,
I don't like.
turn it off.
Man, this guy
I don't.
sucks.
I don't like listening to my good
My
sets.
voice,
No, it doesn't matter what.
I will. I want to listen to my bad, like
'Cause,
my
like, what
nothing
you're hearing
sets.
and what this phone's picking up sitting
I
next
could
to
do
you
a great set.
is a totally
but I
different
just can't
No, I-
stand
volume
my
level
voice.
too with the
Yeah,
audience.
that's I've a lot of. I feel like
Yeah.
every comic feels that way. No comic likes
Yeah,
the
yeah,
sound
Or
of
you
their
record it
voice.
from the back and be like, man, they were laughing a lot harder than I thought. Or record from the back, you're like, they weren't.
No, I
laughing as
always-
much as
Oh yeah,
thought.
I
can
always-
tell when they're
I
not
always-
laughing because usually they're like leaving.
But there's nothing louder than ice clanking against a glass in a comedy club. Clink, clink, clink.
Yeah.
Or the one guy in the background, not funny.
I mean, I enjoy listening to my sets and watching myself
we'll get
because
on that one.
I'm funny.
That's arguable.
That's funny. You brought that up.
But I have learned that I do stupid movements with my body since I've been watching videos lately. I've never recorded myself video.
Yeah.
And now, like, I do
You'll
this
find
stupid
out.
thing with my, I hold a mic like this, and this hand kind of just sits out here like it's ready to, like, grab something. And I feel it, and I'm like, stop it, or my left leg comes up like I'm getting ready to step on
This
the
one,
stool.
yeah, you brought that one up
Yeah,
yesterday.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I doing that?
Floats up?
It just like, I'm or a
Like he's
tippy-toe.
tippy-toeing like Captain Morgan.
Yeah, I'm like, what is
Please
this?
send that to me. I would like to
My
watch.
right foot's planted, my left foot just starts like rising up, like I'm gonna start dancing any moment. I'm like, what is this leg doing?
I got the rhythm in me.
It's funny
Mine
what you
is-
think you're doing and what you're actually doing when you watch it.
Oh,
back in the
no,
day.
yeah.
You think,
Yeah.
I'm moving naturally, and you're like robot moving
Yeah.
around.
You
Hi,
watch,
how
like-
are you guys doing?
Like I recorded like a 15-minute set one time, and I was like, man, that was a good set. I liked it. And I'm watching it, and I'm like petting my stomach, and I'm like, what am I
Right,
doing?
yeah.
I don't remember doing that.
But see-
Weird
I
nervous
pat my
habits.
leg.
That's how
Like-
cops bust murderers. They're
grab
like, look at them.
See,
rub
like
my ear.
overweight comics tend to pull their shirts down subconsciously
Yeah,
because
I
we
can
don't
see
want
it.
our guts being shown to the front
Yeah,
row.
because they're lower than you.
But we're not like, I don't want to be fat. It's just like, I'm going to pull it down because I've been doing this my whole life.
Yeah.
And like now people are staring at me and you just do it. And then you watch it like, oh my God, like everyone knows I'm fat. Like,
Yeah. Oh, it's no secret.
yeah, it's
yeah.
no secret.
You
You're
have
not
to
hiding
learn
it.
how to act. Right, yeah, you
Yeah.
have to learn how to act.
See,
Yep.
I feel like those kind of things we pick out in ourselves and other comics and stuff, but I think as a crowd, they don't even notice it. It's not
Right,
even in
yeah,
their
no,
ballpark.
you're
yeah.
right.
That's
if
what I
they're
mean,
buying
getting in
in.
your
Yeah.
own head. I
Yeah.
get in my own head.
Yeah.
Like
So
if
many
I
levels.
like the comic that's going before me, I'd buy in. I'm watching. I'm laughing, having a good time.
Yep.
And I'd be like, oh man, that was good. And like coming to the stage, I'm like, oh crap, that's
Yep.
me.
Yep.
Right.
Well, see, that's
Yeah,
what
you
I'm
do.
saying about like how I think I'm funnier when I'm not trying.
Yeah.
It's like when you're just that person, like you're just a person, you're not thinking about how is my, because when you're thinking about other things, you're not thinking about your set. You're thinking about where's my hand at? How am I holding the microphone? Can they see my face? Am I doing this facial motion
Right.
correctly?
Stay in the light.
Yeah,
Let
but if
people
you
get
just
back in
if
the
you
light.
kind of block all that out and just try to remember your set, I have a good set most of the time.
It'll eventually come natural. Like I've tried to explain to people, like I've had it happen twice in 11 years, is where you're in such a zone, it feels like you're standing behind yourself,
Yep.
watching yourself perform.
Huh.
And while you're watching yourself, you're like, man, this joke's killing it. As soon as I'm done saying this,
I'm gonna do this one.
And your
Yep.
brain is putting them in order without,
Yep.
and you're just on autopilot.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
But
flow. You just get into a flow, like
your
it- like
body's
it-
like
yeah.
really chill, and all of a
Get
sudden,
comfortable.
Yeah.
dude. I mean, when it happens, you want that to happen again.
That's
Like,
that's when you like. That's when you can like look back and go, okay, this there is an art form to stand up comedy.
Huh.
I'd say like when you're first up there and nervous, it's like being on a job interview, and then once you get it going, it's like after you've worked there 5 years, you
Yep.
hung out with the boss, had a
Yep.
few beers.
Yeah.
You don't talk to them like, "Hi, I'm Brock. How are you
Right,
doing?"
yeah.
You
Yeah.
sit there all
Hey,
weird and
how's it
stiff
going?
in your
Yeah,
interview like
yeah,
this. You know, you
exactly.
would never sit like that. You would never
Yeah.
talk like that. Kick back and just kind of, "Hey,
Yep.
how you doing?
Yeah.
How you guys doing?"
Yeah.
And then
That's where it's the hardest point to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Because people are staring
exactly.
at you.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Mine's
unnatural.
The first laugh that I get. You know what I mean?
Yep. After
It's
that
like when you
first
hear the
laugh, it's like,
first laugh,
oh yeah,
okay,
that's right.
Okay, here I
Yeah.
go.
Leaves the tension.
This is what I'm here
Yep.
for, and then I can go and keep going.
It's like,
But if
oh,
I go
yeah,
up
I'm
and then
funny.
they're just
I
staring at
forgot.
me, then that's when I get in panic mode, and I'm done.
Yeah.
It does suck when
You know
people
what I
don't
mean?
laugh at the like. This is a deal. This
Yeah.
is always 100%, and then an
Yeah.
audience just doesn't laugh. You're like, wow, that's weird. Or they laugh at the line right before the punchline that's slightly amusing, and then they don't get the punchline. It's
Yeah.
just I'm like, what is going on with you people?
Yeah.
There was a show in Sydney, Ohio that Colin Brunn put on, and it was like maybe 6 people in the crowd. And I did my regular set, my set that I know works. I know these jokes get laughs. And I did my like 3 solid jokes, and I got nothing from the crowd. I just go, usually I wouldn't say this, but you guys are wrong. Like, that's a good joke. I know that's a
Right,
good
yeah,
joke. And I
you
just
do that.
told them that it was wrong, and they loved me after that. They were, oh, okay. Oh, you're right. My apologies. It was the
we are
weirdest.
wrong. We are wrong.
Yeah.
That is funny. It's almost like if it's a smaller crowd, the way you project it or something doesn't work with 6 people. It's
Yeah.
such an
Well,
odd thing to feel out.
The less people it is, the more more quaint it is. The more
Yeah.
it just has to be natural. If they even get a hint that you're reading from a script, even in your own head,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
don't
they
like
can
you at
tell,
all.
yeah.
Yeah, they want you to be real. They want you to be quick, on your toes, fast. That's why a lot of the times when it's a smaller crowd, that's when comics will do crowd work and interaction with the crowd
I hate
because it makes
small
them feel
crowds.
like they're like
can't.
yeah, like we're
They're
just
in.
buddies hanging out. This
Yeah.
isn't a show.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't panic. I just dread it.
Oh, I panic and I hate it. I want a crowd of 500 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donnie
It's not
Baker.
personal. Yeah.
See, I'm the opposite. I like smaller
good deal,
crowds. I give me 20
It was
Give
give me
awesome,
20
but-
people that'll listen to me over 500 people that are just there any day.
I just
I
started doing
want-
with it.
I need it to be a party.
Yeah,
For
like
me to-
everyone's.
For me to get into it and be excited about it.
Yeah.
Because they're excited. then I'm gonna get excited. But if you're sitting there like this,
Well, see, that's the thing is,
then I'm
you're
worried my joke's gonna be like
you're feeding off the crowd when in reality the
Yeah.
crowd needs to feed off
Right,
of you.
and
That's
that's
the way
what
it
I need
should
to
be.
learn, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
You have to mix it.
yeah,
The crowd-
a give and
if-
take.
If you're watching the crowd before the show starts and they're already talking, they're rowdy, you need to go up there and be louder than them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
if they're really quiet and just kind of like, waiting for it to start,
Wake up.
hit them real quick, being loud to get their attention, then bring it back down.
Yeah. Okay.
And like you have to match the level
Yeah.
of where it's already at to start
Right.
it off.
I was told you want to be a little above where they're at. No matter where they're at, you want to be just a smidge above what their energy level is. If
Okay.
they're rowdy, you got to be even more rowdy. If they're tame, you still got to be a little rowdy.
Okay. All right, we got a few more minutes, so we'll do one more.
Really, already?
Go around. Worst heckler story.
Worst. This one is actually good. My mom was
What
my
heckler
my
story?
mom was my first heckler. My mom was my first heckler. I had a joke about.
She booed you when you were being born.
Yeah. Boo! I had a joke about making killers famous. It was like we all know, Charles Manson, blah blah blah. I was like, but does anybody know the name of the guy that shot Osama bin Laden? And my mom just out of nowhere goes, Obama, and just like stepped on my joke completely.
Nice.
Thanks, Mom.
Nice.
Luckily that got a laugh.
She was there to help.
Yeah.
I mean,
Drive.
the worst heckle I've ever got was probably, I was like, so did you guys have a good time tonight? And just one country goes, boo! I was like, is that a redneck ghost? What is that? And everybody laughed at him.
Yeah.
Took the attention off me. I'm like, I don't know if that was for me or for what, but I mean, that's pretty much like the worst heckle because I've never had someone just attack
Right,
me.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want them to because I'll snap, but
Right.
I used to do these really mean jokes, and I was doing one about how you can just get a shelter dog, and you don't have to feed her to really take care of it because they're giving them away for free.
Well, this one lady in the front row, man, she was getting mad, and she started yelling out, "I got a shelter dog, and it's the best thing I ever did." And I was like, "Lady, if you showed up to the shelter, I don't think I'd have given you no dog, And then I do my punchline, and she goes, "Boo hiss, boo hiss."
saying
Terrible.
the words boo hiss.
Yeah, she was saying boo hiss, boo hiss, because she couldn't do it loud enough, and she knew that, so I give her credit. And then she got up and walked out.
Nice. Mine was my first headline spot at the Funny Bone, Dominique, and I was already stressed out, and it's kind of the same thing. It kind of got quiet, and I told my joke, and all of a sudden I heard from the back quiet room, "Boo!" And I didn't know what to say, so I just said, "Did I just get booed?" And then that was pretty much it for me. So, but that's it for me. That's it for the time. You guys had a great time. John Morris, Travis Charles, my co-host Brock Shank.
Don't know what to do.
I'm Keith
with my
Irvin.
hands.
You guys keep supporting live comedy, and if you're here for open mic, go out and check us out. You know what I mean? It's $5. Sometimes it's free. We feed off of that stuff, so just support us and come out. Like I said, my name is Keith Irvin. #Comedy Ain't Easy. You guys have a good night.